Hi guys, we're counting down to my favorite time of the year, Christmas. And I can't wait to show you how I decorate my apartment here in Nairobi for the festive season. So in this episode, I'm going to show you my Savannah-inspired Christmas tree. I'll give you a few ideas in terms of gift wrapping, and I'll also show you how to style your table for the big feast. Lots coming up, stay tuned. Well, I kind of think that your Christmas decor should reflect the way you decorate normally. It shouldn't be wildly different. So, in my case, that means Africa modern, bold and bright. That's why I go for this kind of a tree, because I want my Christmas tree to have a bit of context. So obviously this Christmas tree is in my apartment in Nairobi, and I kind of feel like the pine thing doesn't quite work. For me, this is like, I'm thinking like, the savanna grasslands, the dry lands. So this is what I've done here. I've basically gone and collected branches and twigs, and I've arranged them in this glass vase. This year I've actually sprayed the branches gold. Previously I painted them a dark brown, but I kind of like the way they pop now with the gold spray. So that's what I was saying. Obviously, it's a personal choice. I know some people like artificial trees. Some people like the sort of, European, North American inspired pine trees. But this is my go-to because it's my style. I generally use the same deco every year. And I buy a few extra new things, but it's always the same deco. So as you can see, it's again bright and bold and colorful, African. I love these handmade angels. They're just absolutely stunning, really. And they're playing instruments. There's one with a star. There's so much energy and emotion to them. So I love them. And then what I've done this year though, I've added a few extra details. I've got the beaded bells, which are great, beaded stars, and I've also added these turquoise little beaded baubles, which I love. So that's just my tree. If you watch my previous Christmas episode, you see it's basically the same version. It's an improved version of my previous Christmas tree. Because this year I've gone for something that's it's fuller. Because when I look back on the previous tree that I had, it still looked a bit bare. So what I really focused on this year was making it really full by adding loads of branches and filling it in. And because I've added all these branches, it gives me more sort of scope to hang the colorful decorations. So if I was in London, I wouldn't have this kind of a tree. I'd actually buy a fresh, natural pine tree and decorate it accordingly, again in my color scheme and my sort of aesthetic. But because I'm here, as I said, in Nairobi, I want my Christmas decorations to reflect who I am, where I live, and what I love. That's why I've gone for this sort of natural-ish, savanna-looking themed tree. I definitely have an angel theme going on over Christmas, because, and not just over Christmas, but these beaded angels are my favorite. They're handmade and they're just so exquisite. I love the way the light catches the beads and they just shimmer and sort of glisten in the late afternoon sun. These are always my go-to over the festive period. Here's some more angels gracing my hallway entry console table. Beautiful. I love these ones, absolutely stunning. I usually have 3 stars up, but then again, they're really old and one of the stars just basically disintegrated. So I've only got 2 at the moment. I said before in my previous videos, it's always good to decorate in odd numbers, like 3, 5, 7, 9. So I would prefer to have 3 stars, but then this year, there are only 2. These are quite old again, and they're from IKEA, and they're paper, so of course they don't last that long. But I've had them for 7 years, so I'm quite happy. They've done quite well. And over on my English side of the dining area, I've got my reindeers. They're made out of plywood, and they're really old, about 10 years old actually. And, I bought them when I was in London, and I use them here in my apartment in Nairobi. I think they go quite well, so what's not to like? And again, it's all about longevity, sustainability, building on to what you have, and having a sense of history with your decorations as well. You know, not just buying new things every single year. So quality is important and things that last long. I love wrapping presents. I usually pour myself a glass of wine, lock myself in a room, put music on and wrap away. I tend to have a different theme in terms of what I'm going for decor-wise. So this year I've gone for a neon look, orange, pink and purple. Because the trick is, you don't have to stick to red, green, you know, the traditional Christmas colors. You can use any color you want as long as you kind of include references that bring in a Christmassy feel. So what I've done is I've used gold ribbon, I've used gold gift tag, and I've used some gold coppery baubles. So obviously, as you look at even though they're not the Christmas colors, you can see that it's Christmas, isn't it? Because the gold gives you that reference to Christmas. And I think it's quite nice if you can tie in your Christmas wrapping with your Christmas tree, because you're going to look at the Christmas tree and then the gifts underneath it. So that's what I've done, because of course the colors pick up on my tree ornaments and it just makes the whole thing look a bit more interesting. And because the base of the tree is quite simple, I think it's quite nice to have a pop of color underneath as you get when you look at my Christmas tree. So this table setup is from a few years ago, but I'd never actually shown it on YouTube. So as you can see, I've got references to, obviously it's Christmas, it's a Kenyan Christmas. So you get that sort of African feel, and it's modern, and again it reflects my usual decorating style, because Christmas is a time when you can really go overboard in terms of how your table looks. It's such a nice way of signaling the fact that you're welcoming family and friends and you're excited about this very special day. You can't wait to share it with them. It's a really nice way to just usher in your guests and to set the scene for all the wonderful, delicious food you're going to serve. In next week's video, I'm going to give you a tour of my new apartment in London. I'm also going to show you all the beautiful stuff that I've bought from here in Nairobi to take back there. So it's one not to be missed. Make sure you catch that one. As usual, please subscribe, tell your friends, share and like, ping the notification bell so you don't miss any future episodes. And if I don't see you before then, Merry Christmas.